Stop scrolling right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you. Your heart is trembling right now because you feel this strange pull inside your chest. Do not treat this moment lightly as another ordinary video on your screen. This is a divine interruption, arranged before the foundations of the world were laid, and I have positioned this encounter to reveal my truth before your season shifts. The fact that you are sitting here and hearing these words is not an accident. My beloved child, listen to me because heaven has declared an emergency over your life today. I have watched you struggle in the quiet hours of the night. You look at your path and you see only closed walls, but I am here to tell you that your story is changing because my favor is turning toward you. Give me just 2 minutes of your full attention right now. Do not turn your face away. The window of opportunity is closing faster than you realize. Within the next 72 hours, a major shift will unfold in your path. Something massive has been set in motion quietly behind the scenes, and it concerns your family lineage because I am about to break the heavy atmosphere that has suffocated your home. The enemy wants you to remain blind to this plan. He wants you to keep scrolling. But my refined vessel, I have kept you alive for this exact intersection of destiny. You are not here by chance. You have survived the storms because my hand was always shielding your life. Stop calling your deep emotional numbness peace. Stop convincing yourself that a bruised heart is a fate you must carry forever, because I did not create my children to walk through this world in constant pain. You have worn the heavy mask of maturity for too long. Listen with your whole heart because what I am about to speak is a lifeline. I am pulling you back into the quiet chamber where my voice can reach you. The digital noise of this world has diluted your spiritual strength for many months, and it has made you feel entirely forgotten while filling your mind with constant doubt. But today, the silence is broken. I am speaking to you now. Put away every single distraction for the next 2 minutes. This is a sacred appointment between a loving father and a weary child. You have spent years pretending to be strong for everyone else around you, and you carry their heavy burdens while your own spirit bleeds in secret without anyone noticing. But in this set-apart space, you do not have to perform for anyone. You can just be. This final message is a love letter written specifically with your name on it. You were not created to walk through this life with your head down. I did not design you to be suffocated by fear about tomorrow. Before your mother even knew you were growing inside her dark womb, I placed an extraordinary and unshakable strength deep within your permanent soul. You carry royal blood in your spiritual veins. A profound shift is happening in the spiritual realm at this very second. The enemy knows that your season of lack is coming to an end. He sees that the border of your inheritance is expanding. That is why he is throwing sudden chaos at your mind right now, because he wants to drag you back into the dark cycle of constant worry before you see my light. But his legal right over your destiny is broken. I am declaring a divine rescue over your household today. The locks that turned against you were moved by my own protective hand. I locked those doors to keep you safe from the betrayal of trusted people, and I kept you in the dark desert to train your spiritual muscles for the massive harvest ahead. Your current stagnation is a setup for a miracle. Do not look at the empty space in your hands with resentment. Look past the temporary lack and focus on the eternal weight of my decree. I am opening a gateway of restoration that no human being can ever shut. And the next 2 minutes will determine how you enter the new season I have prepared for your life. Open your spiritual eyes and prepare to see my salvation unfold. Your ancestral bloodline has carried a heavy chain of lack for 3 generations. But tonight, I am drawing a final line in the sand for your family. You were chosen out of your entire lineage to be the one who stands up and says no more to the financial oppression that ruined your ancestors. You are the designated chain breaker who will release the hidden abundance of heaven. This is your royal identity. The border between your past struggle and your future expansion is collapsing today. I have heard your silent prayers, and I have weighed every single tear you cried in secret. The answer is no longer delayed because the time of your hidden pruning is officially over, and I am releasing the breakthrough that will expand your territory in plain sight. Get ready to receive the message that will change your path forever. Listen carefully to my voice. I was present in your quiet, dark room. The rest of the busy world fell asleep. You lay awake staring at the blank ceiling. And while the hours ticked away into the deep silence of the morning, you wondered if anyone truly understood the crushing weight inside your fragile soul. You felt completely isolated from your friends. The darkness was heavy around your bed. You picked up your glowing phone with fear. Your cold hand was trembling in the dark. You checked the bank numbers once again. And as you scrolled through the messages, looking for some small sign of hope, the chilling fear of tomorrow began to wrap itself around your vulnerable mind. The final balance was dangerously low tonight. You turned off the blue screen quickly. You hid your face from the world. I saw you yesterday during your painful breakdown. You retreated into the quiet bathroom for safety. You turned on the shower water, very loud. And while the hot steam slowly filled the small space, you let the silent tears stream down your face because you did not want anyone else to witness your weakness. You wanted to drown the painful sound completely. Your heart was breaking into 1,000 pieces. You wiped your swollen eyes quickly now. You walked into the kitchen this morning. A fake smile was fixed on your face. You assumed your heavy daily duties with courage. And because you always carry the heavy burdens of the entire family without ever stumbling, they assume that your own life is perfectly fine and that you never need comfort. You did not complain a single time. Everyone thinks you are an absolute rock, but your spirit is bleeding in secret. The deep biological fatigue has settled down now. Your physical cells are completely tired and exhausted. Your shoulders are always stiff from the tension. And even though you try to rest your eyes during the peaceful night hours, you wake up just as exhausted because the inner warfare never stops draining your limited physical energy. The daily pressure is constant in this house. Your mind feels very clouded by constant confusion. Your living temple needs immediate holy spiritual rest. My precious child, do not fear my voice. I am not pointing this out right now. I do not want you to feel ashamed. I am sharing these hidden details because I want you to know that I am closer than your own physical breath during every single moment of your painful trial. When you cried, I was right there with you. I caught every single tear you dropped down. You were never alone in the dark. The superficial world only looks at your external performance. They judge your ultimate value by your success. They see your empty hands right now. And while they criticize your lack of visible progress from the outside, I am looking at the pure heart that refused to compromise with the darkness of this world. They assume you have failed the test completely. My eyes see your beautiful brokenness clearly. Your silent sacrifice is precious to me. You feel like a helpless, isolated prisoner today. Your life circumstances are very difficult to bear. You see only locked gates ahead of you. And while you wait for the breakthrough that seems so distant, the enemy whispers cruel lies into your ear to make you believe that your loving Father has completely abandoned your path. You ask me many hard questions today, Father. Your prayers feel completely unanswered and empty now. Do not listen to his wicked deception anymore. I remember the exact moment of your pain. They broke your sacred trust without any mercy. You loved them very much with sincerity. And when you needed their support the most during your darkest hour, they walked away without looking back and left you to pick up the broken pieces all by yourself. They took your kindness for granted always. Your heart was completely open to their love. The sting of betrayal still lingers inside you. You try to forget the deep pain inside. You work harder every single day for them. You fill your busy schedule with endless tasks. And every time the night falls and the house becomes completely silent, the raw emotions return to choke your throat because you have never allowed your soul to heal from those ancient wounds. You run from the quietness of the room. You stay awake for many long hours. You are running on empty right now. Your faith has grown weak in this desert. The daily pressure is too high for you. You cannot pray like you did before. And even though you still love me with all your heart, you are too tired to carry the expectations of religion anymore because your energy has completely dried up. You feel a strange distance between us. The heavens seem like hard, cold, solid brass. I only want your raw honesty right now. The fourth watch of the night is finally here. The midnight darkness is very deep and cold. The battle reaches maximum intensity right now, child. And before the bright sun rises over your physical horizon, My Holy Spirit will inject a supernatural strength into your weak bones so you can stand victorious over your enemy. He wants your remaining hope tonight, child. He wants you to quit right now, completely. But I am always your ultimate protective shield. You are looking at your recent losses with a heavy heart. You feel the pain of every person who walked away from you. The emptiness in your house is loud tonight, and you are trying to understand why this sudden isolation had to happen to your life right now. You count the broken promises of your closest friends. Your soul feels completely exposed to the harsh wind, but you must look past the natural world. Your life is not a scattered chain of accidental events. It unfolds within a sacred order you did not design. Every single event has a deep divine purpose, and even though your natural eyes only see chaos and rejection today, my sovereign wisdom has orchestrated this entire season to pull you out of a hidden trap. The people who left your side were not pulled away by accident. They were removed by my hand. You wanted to hold on to them forever. You thought they were part of your beautiful future. You gave them your pure energy without reservation. But I saw the secret intentions of their hearts when they were smiling in your face, because I know the true nature of the wolves, dressed in sheep clothing. They were planning to exploit your royal inheritance during the next season. I had to intervene before they ruined you. What your natural eyes call a closed door, my sovereign wisdom calls an absolute protection from sudden betrayal. I saw the hidden knives behind their sweet words. I heard the jealous whispers when you were not in the room. And because you are too kind to protect yourself from their constant manipulation, I had to step into your physical reality and shut those iron gates myself. The closed door is your ultimate security. You are weeping over the sudden lack of resources today. You feel like you have been demoted in front of your enemies. The financial path looks completely blocked from your sight. But you must understand that I am only isolating your fragile heart to prune away the parasitic connections that were quietly draining your spiritual oil. If I did not stop the flow of resources, those wolves would have devoured everything. Stop begging for their superficial validation right now. You do not belong at tables where your unique value is completely ignored and diminished. You carry royal blood in your spiritual veins, and you were never created to compete for the cheap crumbs of human approval. I am separating you from the crowd because your destiny requires a completely different frequency. The isolation is not a cruel punishment, it is an holy separation. Think about the painful rejections of your past. You thought you were losing your absolute best opportunities. You cried for days when those partnerships failed completely. And yet, when you look back at those painful moments from your current perspective, you can clearly see how those closed paths saved you from total disaster. My protection has always been active in your life. I am doing the exact same thing today. True security does not lie in your frantic attempts to control reality. It rests in the unshakable certainty of your belonging to me. You are my chosen container, and I will never allow the enemy to destroy the sacred blueprint I wrote for your life. The shaking you feel right now is perfectly timed. I am stripping away the false shelters that you built with your own hands. I am forcing you to lean on me. Every tremble of your current foundation is allowed by my authority. I am not doing this to destroy your life. I am doing this to shift your feet from shifting sand to the solid rock. The temporary structures you relied on were too weak to carry the massive weight of the multi-generational harvest I am preparing, and you had to lose the small things to gain the eternal wealth. Your vessel is undergoing heavy construction. Let the people go without any bitter resentment. Do not waste your precious spiritual energy trying to fix relationships that I have already broken for your safety. They cannot enter the new territory I have reserved for your feet, because their heavy hearts are still chained to the worldly patterns of greed and manipulation. Wish them well from a safe distance and turn your face toward my bright light. Your future is completely secure. The brain fog will lift from your mind very soon. The heavy confusion will disappear like the morning mist. You will see the perfect strategic design behind every single painful event of this year. And when the full manifestation of my financial breakthrough finally lands on your family table, you will praise my holy name for every single closed door that broke your natural heart. I am your sovereign protector. Listen to the transition phrase, I am speaking to your spirit today. Your current dead end is not your final resting place. It is the beautiful birth canal of your deep spiritual authority. You are rising from the ashes of betrayal with a new royal dignity. And because you survived the intense warfare of the dark desert, you are now fully qualified to administer the great wealth of my kingdom. Hold your head up high. Why do you feel like my silence means I have forgotten you? You are asking me where the promises went while your bills continue to pile up on the counter. The quietness of heaven feels completely overwhelming today. And during these long days of waiting for a breakthrough, you believe that your faith has failed because nothing is moving forward in your life. You feel stuck in a deep, dark hole. But I want you to remember the story of Joseph. His own brothers threw him into a deep, dark pit in the middle of the lonely desert. He did not commit any crime. He only carried a grand dream from heaven. And as he sat in that suffocating darkness, listening to the fading footsteps of his family, the absolute silence of the pit felt like a total abandonment by his God. He felt completely helpless. He cried out for immediate rescue from the darkness. The heavens did not send a lightning bolt to break the walls. The pit remained completely dark and silent for many hours. And yet, that terrible place was not his final execution ground, because it was the secret training room where I began to prune away his youthful pride. I was preparing his spirit to rule over a mighty empire. The pit was essential. Your current financial deadlock is the exact same pit. You look around and you see absolutely no way out of the debt. The doors are locked tight. You believe that you are losing the race of life. But I am using this intense restriction to expand the capacity of your refined vessel, because a shallow container can never hold the massive wealth of my kingdom. I must expand your capacity first. Think about my faithful prophet Elijah when the brook dried up completely. He did exactly what I commanded him to do. He stood before the wicked king with absolute courage. And yet, I led him into a solitary place by the brook Cherith, where he had to depend on wild ravens for his daily food until the water disappeared. He was completely alone with his fearful thoughts. The heat was intense. He had to hide inside a dark cave on the lonely mountain. A powerful wind tore the rocks apart before his eyes. A great fire shook the very foundations of the earth. But my holy presence was not in the spectacular, dramatic displays, because I chose to speak to his trembling spirit through a still small whisper. The silence was the actual portal of my power. He had to listen closely. The delay you endure is not my denial. It is the hidden construction required to fortify your fragile spiritual structure. I am keeping my strategy completely quiet because the enemy is watching your path to steal your future harvest. And if I reveal the exact timing of your financial breakthrough right now, the wolves would plot to sabotage the blessing before it reaches your door. My silence is your absolute safety. My precious child, do not allow your mind to wander away right now. The pressure you feel in your chest is the holy fire of refinement working inside your bones. You are sitting in the secret chamber of the Most High at this very moment. And even though your physical eyes only see the empty checkbook and the unpaid bills, the spiritual realm is currently adjusting to the decree of your total restoration. Stay completely focused on me. Gold must pass through the intense fire to become pure. The raw metal does not understand the purpose of the heat while the flames are burning hot. It only feels the agonizing melting process. But the master goldsmith never takes his eyes off the precious crucible, because he is waiting to see his own clear reflection in the liquid gold. I am watching you very closely. You will not burn. You feel like time is running out for your family. You see your age increasing while the promises seem delayed. The anxiety visits your mind every single morning. And while you try to calculate the human solutions to your heavy problems, my heavenly bank is already preparing the infinite resources that will clear your debt in a single day. My timing is always perfect. I am never late. The empty brook in your life was allowed for a reason. I dried up the old streams of income because they were making you codependent on human systems. You trusted their superficial promises more than my word. And because I love you too much to let you rely on a failing world, I broke those earthly crutches so you could discover the inexhaustible fountain of my supernatural supply. You are learning to walk by faith. Listen carefully to the mystery I am about to unlock. You are standing at the edge of the deep desert where your training ends. I have already dropped 3 distinct physical signs along your path for the next 48 hours. These signs will prove that the turning point has officially arrived, and you must keep your spirit alert so you do not miss the subtle markers of my alignment. The first sign is closer than you think. Do not let the spirit of heaviness steal your hope tonight. Your current lack is a temporary shadow that will soon flee before the rising sun. The lessons of the pit have successfully broken your stubborn self-sufficiency. And now that your heart is completely surrendered to my sovereign will, the capacity of your vessel is ready to receive the overflow. The school of the desert is officially dismissed. Get ready to step forward. Look back at your family tree today. You see a long line of intense struggle. Your parents worked hard every day just to survive. And for 3 generations, the heavy spirit of lack hovered over your ancestral household, while your relatives wept in secret over their unpaid debts. You can see the exact same pattern trying to repeat itself inside your life right now because the enemy wants to steal your peace. But the cycle stops with you. I did not call you to be a victim. You are not a helpless survivor anymore. And because you were chosen out of your entire lineage to be the unique chain breaker, you have been granted the absolute legal authority to cancel every ancient contract of poverty tonight. You carry royal blood in your spiritual veins. You are royalty in exile. Stop begging for crumbs at secular tables. Remember whose blood runs through your veins. Your natural parents could only give you an earthly name. But my holy decree has crowned you as a prince or princess of my unshakable kingdom, because I have designated you to administer the vast wealth of the heavens during this generation. The golden crown has been waiting for your head. Lift up your eyes. Like this prophecy right now. Do it as an act of legal submission to my living word. Do not let the loud world distract your soul. This interaction is a spiritual seed that marks your entry into the covenant, and when you press that button, you are declaring to the enemy that your days of lack are finished forever. Take possession of your inheritance. Secure your border now. I heard the quiet prayers of your ancestors. They cried out for a deliverer. They wanted someone to break the heavy yoke of financial oppression. I waited for generations until the perfect vessel was formed inside your mother womb, and I selected your soul because your spirit is strong enough to prevail against the darkness. You are the chosen answer. You look at your bank account. You say, I am too small. You believe you lack the education to achieve true greatness. You think your past mistakes have disqualified your name from the promise forever. But my sovereign selection does not depend on human rules or earthly qualifications, because I delight in choosing the weak things of this world to confound the mighty. I call you a warrior. The enemy wants to keep you in the victim mindset. He reminds you of your financial scars every single day. He wants you to believe that you are destined to repeat the failures of your father. But I am wiping away that toxic old identity right now because your spirit is undergoing a radical upgrade from an exhausted survivor to an armed guardian of the covenant. Your mind is waking up. The very people who cast you out will see your restoration. They counted you dead when you entered the dark desert. They assumed you would never recover from that recent financial collapse. And while they watch your life from a distance with absolute shock, my angels will prepare a massive table of abundance for your family right in their plain sight. They will know that I love you. Do not rush into tomorrow with a heavy spirit. The boundary between lack and overflow is collapsing right now. The enemy is terrified of what you are about to hear next. And because the final decree of your financial deliverance is about to be released, he will throw sudden chaotic distractions at your mind to make you quit this video before the blessing lands. Stay completely alert now. Your children will not carry the same heavy debts. Your family name will be associated with kingdom abundance. The tears of your mother are recorded in the books of heaven. And because they have been transformed into a legal mandate today, a multi-generational harvest is flowing directly toward your house to clear every single bill. The old financial curse is officially dead. You are free. Stand tall as the ambassador of my kingdom. Do not look down at your past poverty. Your identity is never defined by the temporary emptiness of your hands. Because your life is firmly anchored in the eternal fullness of my wealth, I am blowing the temporary dust away right now so the world can see my glory shining through your vessel. Move forward with confidence. Shine bright now. The hour of your final battle has arrived. The atmosphere in your room is getting heavy with holy fire. You are the chosen remnant called to rise from the ashes of stagnation. And because I am about to issue a command that will shatter the legal authority of every demonic oppressor, you must prepare your heart to draw the sword right now. Give me your absolute attention. The line is drawn. Wake up immediately from your spiritual slumber. I command your spirit to stand at attention right now. The enemy has tried to lull your soul into a deadly trance of peaceful compromise, and he whispers that you can wait until tomorrow to claim your royal inheritance. He wants you to remain passive. He wants you to accept the crumbs. But I am shaking your foundation tonight to break that spell completely. Listen to the sound of my holy roaring voice. The spirit of procrastination is a highly deceptive trap from the deepest pit of hell. It wears the false mask of human reason and tells you to wait for a more convenient season before you obey my commands. But delayed obedience is actually a form of hidden rebellion. You have tolerated this limiting spirit for too many years. The cycle ends right now. You cannot negotiate with the thief who came to butcher your destiny. The demon of lack has stolen your financial peace and your physical health while you stayed silent, and he laughs because you accept poverty as if it were a holy mark of humility. Poverty is not my design for my royal children. Lack is a cruel weapon of the enemy. I am exposing his wicked lies tonight. I am issuing a supreme celestial decree against your oppressors at this exact minute. Every legal claim that hell held over your family line is completely canceled because the blood covenant has already paid your massive debt in full. The spiritual barrier is breaking open. The enemy must retreat immediately. Open your mouth right now and declare your absolute freedom out loud. The chains are breaking inside your room while these words enter your spiritual ears. Feel the sudden heat of my holy fire consuming the heavy burdens on your shoulders. The yoke of generational poverty cannot survive the weight of my presence, and every demonic assignment designed to cause constant financial leakage is shattered into small pieces tonight. The atmosphere over your house is shifting. Why are you still trembling before a defeated foe? Satan knows that his time is extremely short inside your household. He sees that you are finally awakening to your true royal identity, and he is frantically attempting to cause severe panic in your mind to make you drop your spiritual sword. Stand your ground firmly. Do not give him an inch of your territory. The victory is already secured. I command every closed iron gate in your path to burst open immediately. The financial blockades that stopped your progress for 90 days are collapsing into dust because my breath is blowing away the resistance of the wicked. You will no longer beg for scraps from the corporate systems of this world. I am routing your provision through supernatural channels. The overflow begins tonight. Stop compromising with small sins that leak your precious spiritual oil. The enemy uses minor distractions to drain your focus away from your true prophetic assignment, and he wants you to waste your divine energy on petty arguments, while the kingdom wealth is waiting at your doorstep. Cleanse your living temple completely. Put away the toxic habits of your past. Be holy before me. The legal decree has been officially signed in the courtrooms of heaven. I have given you the keys of supreme authority to bind and to loose on this physical earth. Whatever you tolerate will continue to oppress your children, but whatever you aggressively attack in my holy name must bow down and flee from your borders. Draw your sharp sword of faith right now. Strike the enemy. The spirit of heavy depression must leave your mind this very second. The dark cloud that suffocated your thoughts during the night is completely dissolving under the intense light of my glory. I am replacing your deep exhaustion with an unshakable power, and I am filling your heart with a fierce courage that will terrify the forces of darkness. You are no longer a helpless victim. Hear the final warning I am issuing to the demonic principalities that monitored your life. Your seasonal limitation is completely over. Your days of crying under the shower are permanently finished because I am restoring every single year that the locusts have eaten away from your family. The thief must return sevenfold what he stole from your ancestors. The ledger is perfectly balanced. This is the exact moment of your absolute breakthrough. Do not look back at the old ruins with sorrow or regret. The fire of my judgment is falling upon the altars of lack that your family worshipped for decades, and a new sanctuary of generational abundance is rising from the ashes of your past trials. The warfare is completed. The victory shout is leaving your lips. The supernatural alignment is completed in the unseen world. Every resource that was intercepted by greedy people is now being redirected toward your physical coordinates, and the wealth of the wicked is being gathered right now to finance the grand assignment I have given to your lineage. You will not have to borrow money ever again. You will lend to many nations. I am bearing my holy arm to fight on your behalf. The battle belongs entirely to the Lord of hosts. You only need to remain still and watch the complete destruction of your enemies, because the oppressive forces you see today will never be seen again inside your household forever. The cycle of tears is officially broken. Step out of the cage of fear right now. Walk into your freedom. Heavenly Father, I come before your holy throne right now. I lay down every single piece of my broken life at your feet. My human pride has completely failed to save my soul from the darkness of this world, and I am tired of fighting this heavy spiritual warfare with my own limited physical strength. I stop running from your presence today. I surrender my whole heart to you. Lord, I confess that I have tried to control my own destiny for too many years. I wore a heavy mask of false security during the bright daytime, but my fragile spirit was quietly breaking into 1,000 small pieces whenever the cold night fell. I call out to you from the lowest depth of my exhaustion today. I cannot carry this crushing burden alone anymore. Melt my stubborn ego away completely. Wash my wounded mind with your pure living water right now. My vessel has been severely cracked by the constant stress and the painful rejections of my past, and my spiritual energy has been leaking through those open wounds without me even realizing the danger. Forgive me for relying on the superficial promises of deceitful people. Cleanse my inner temple from every toxic memory. I open the hidden chambers of my heart to your holy fire tonight. Let your consuming presence burn away every single trace of bitter resentment and quiet jealousy, because I want my soul to be in holy habitation where your magnificent glory can dwell without hindrance. I surrender my unpaid bills and my financial worries into your capable hands. I trust your divine timing completely. Lord, I release the people who walked away from my side. I forgive the close friends who broke my sacred trust during my darkest hours, and I choose to bless their paths from a distance because you have commanded my soul to walk in love. They were merely tools in your sovereign hand to isolate my spirit for a greater glory. My heart is entirely free. Pour your supernatural oil upon my tired head at this very moment. Let the fresh anointing flow down into my weak bones and my physical cells, and let it repair every single biological damage caused by years of chronic anxiety and suffocating fear. I am not an abandoned orphan begging for crumbs on the street anymore. I am a true child of the Most High. I silence the chaotic noise of this frantic world right now. I breathe in your beautiful atmosphere of absolute peace and holy stillness. Your love is wrapping around my chest like a warm, protective blanket, and it is driving away the cold shadows of depression that tried to paralyze my mind for many months. You are my ultimate fortress of safety. I am completely secure. Linger in this sacred space with me, my loving Father. I empty my mind of every human calculation to fix my tomorrow, and I simply rest under the giant shadow of your wings while your holy angels guard the borders of my home. You are working behind the scenes to redirect my inheritance. My future is beautifully arranged. Lord, I receive your total healing into my wounded emotions tonight. I throw away the old garments of shame that the enemy forced upon my identity, and I put on the royal robe of righteousness that was bought with a price on the cross. The heavy chains of my family lineage are completely broken into small pieces. The old curse is gone. Let the river of your life flow through my kitchen and my living room today. I consecrate my entire household to the service of your kingdom advancement, and I declare that my children will walk in the glorious light of your financial abundance for the rest of their days. We will no longer wander in the desert of lack. Your goodness is overflowing. I surrender my free will to your master blueprint right now. Shape my desires according to your holy thoughts and your perfect wisdom, because I know that your plans for my life are always for expansion and never for my destruction. I drop my earthly weapons completely. You are my sovereign commander in this strategic war. Your will be done. Thank you for looking at my brokenness with unholy compassion. Thank you for catching every single tear I dropped in the secret bathroom stall. And thank you for keeping a perfect record of my silent sacrifices when the blind world ignored my value. You have transformed my pain into a legal mandate for a miracle. My soul praises your name. I breathe in your supernatural breath to renew my failing health right now. I command every exhausted organ inside my living body to align completely with the divine rhythm of heaven, because my physical flesh belongs entirely to the King of Kings who conquered the grave forever. I am rising from the cold ashes of sickness today. My energy is fully restored. I stand firm on the unshakable foundation of your eternal word today. The storms of this life may rage against my physical house, but they can never destroy the magnificent destiny that you wrote for my lineage before the creation of time. I am filled with unholy confidence right now. My victory is permanently sealed. The atmosphere over your physical house has completely shifted now. The holy fire of heaven is still resting on your shoulders. You can feel the deep peace filling every corner of your room, and this divine sanctuary must be guarded with absolute vigilance as you step back into the chaotic noise of the world. The enemy is waiting to steal the blessings you received. You must secure your spiritual borders immediately. I have opened a new pathway for your feet today. Your free will must now take action to maintain this connection. Do not allow the busy digital world to dilute the pure oil of this anointing, because your refined vessel requires a permanent anchor to stay connected to the light. You must establish a visible mark of your covenant tonight. Do not let your mind drift away into casual thoughts right now. Look at the buttons on your digital screen right now. Do not view them as ordinary tools of human technology. Heaven uses these physical instruments to measure the alignment of your heart in the physical realm, and your action today will draw a clear line of protection around your household. Press the subscribe button immediately. Turn on the notification bell to remain inside my deep shadow. This simple physical action is a legal declaration in the spiritual courts. You are marking your digital domain as an holy sanctuary that belongs entirely to the Most High. The enemy will see this permanent boundary, and he will know that he no longer has any right to trespass on your mind. You are locking the gates against his chaotic whispers. You are securing your royal inheritance forever. Do not hesitate to claim this permanent covering for your family lineage. The spirit of delay wants you to close this window without taking a decisive step, because he knows that an unprotected altar will easily become vulnerable to the storms of tomorrow. You are the designated guardian of this breakthrough. Your children will inherit the peaceful atmosphere you establish in this very moment. Stand firm in your choice. Now look down at the comments section beneath this video screen. Open your mouth and prepare to release a physical sound into the earth. You will type the number 777 as a legal signature of your absolute obedience. And when those numbers leave your fingertips, they will seal this prophetic decree inside your bloodline forever. Let the spiritual realm record your active submission. You are not just leaving a random message for an earthly internet algorithm. You are signing a sacred contract that exists in the eternal realms beyond this physical world. The number 777 represents the perfect completion of your long season of lack and silent tears, and it announces to the forces of darkness that your restoration has officially begun. Write it down with bold faith. The old financial curse has no more power over your bank account tonight. The parasitic connections have been completely pruned away by my sovereign hand. You are stepping forward into a vast territory of kingdom abundance, and your lifestyle will soon reflect the magnificent glory of the one who governs the entire universe. Do not run back to the familiar shelters of your past. Trust my path. Keep your living temple completely clean from the negative frequencies of this secular world. Spend time in the quiet chamber whenever you feel the heavy anxiety trying to return to your chest, because my voice will always be waiting to restore your soul in the silence. You are never left without a divine defense. I am your shield. Your feet are planted securely on the solid rock today. The window of this divine encounter is slowly closing by the seconds. The peace you feel right now is your permanent possession if you choose to guard it well. Go forward into your week with your head held high. Walk with the fierce awareness that my holy angels are leading your every single step into expansion, and no weapon forged against your destiny shall ever prosper. The table of abundance is ready for your family table today. The resources are being directed to your specific coordinates right now. You have passed the intense test of the lonely desert with great honors, and the school of your hidden pruning is officially dismissed for the rest of your life. Receive the beautiful crown of your royal identity. You are highly favored. You are my true child. Do not let the doubts of other people dilute your testimony in the coming days. They did not sit in the quiet room when the Lord was altering your reality, and they will never understand the quiet confidence that guides your actions from this night forward. You have been legally vindicated in the courtrooms of heaven. Your victory will speak for itself. Let the peace of the Most High rule in your heart forever. The transition is completed. The new season is here. And as you step out of this sacred sanctuary to face your daily responsibilities, remember that my presence will never leave your side for a single moment. The covenant is firmly established between us. Peace be unto your house. Sleep in total safety tonight. Amen.